Let's go. Okay, so this is my friend Alex. So,
Hey,
say hi to our channel.
hello there.
So today we're gonna do a short podcast, and we're just gonna talk about food and fitness and how it all relates in general. So we're gonna talk about that. So first question, how do you feel that food and fitness relate to each other?
Well, I definitely think that, well, they're both definitely vital for us, though. Like, you definitely do need food to, like, survive. But at the same time, you also do need to stay fit and healthy to survive and to have, like, a good amount of longevity for life.
How do you feel about specifically sweets? Because that's where I'm kind of trying to lean this to, and they also know that I've been talking about and ranting on sweets and sugar. How do you feel that affects workouts?
Um, Honestly, when it comes to, like, sugar, though, it definitely, it does, like, depend on, like, the thing. Like, if it's just a piece of candy, it's one thing. But, like, if you're working out and you're having like cake before your workout or whatever, that's a whole different story in of itself.
It's interesting though.
But like I do feel like that definitely with sweets, like, you definitely, if sweets are like one of those groups where like you can obviously, it's like this. You can, if you eat like fruits, vegetables, or just anything else that'll like sustain you, they're just more sustainable that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar, it can definitely wake you up
Right.
if you're not a caffeine person.
Because how some people use coffee.
Yeah, like
as their
I
energy
personally do not use coffee to like make myself up. I usually rely on like sodas, usually Diet Coke, Pepsi, whatever the
source.
case
Right,
might
I
be.
feel that.
And like even though I drink water a lot frequently these days in comparison to what I
Right.
used to, it's just at the same time though, it wakes you up a bit, but like it's not necessarily calories in the end. Even if there's like no calories whatsoever in like diet things.
Like even when they say like diet, what's that stuff like Diet Coke and stuff like
Yeah.
it's still so sugary, and I'm like that makes you crash. And it's like
Oh,
what they
yeah.
say about like the input output. Like if you put crap in, you're gonna get crap out.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what's even more interesting is that if you're like me and have basically like gone over like a long month's work of like drinking more water and like working out, doing a
and
bunch of other
detox and
things.
everything.
Yeah. Like every time I drink soda these days, like my body kind of like feels. I'm not sure how to describe the feeling, but like it's definitely a bit odd. Like around the solar plexus area, you definitely like you could definitely feel like a sort of sensation. Like it's not bad or anything per se,
Right.
but like
But you know this is a change.
Yeah.
Like chemically. Interesting.
yeah, and like
Interesting.
yeah, so like every time I drink Mountain Dew, for instance, I basically feel like an urge to like hiccup basically,
Right.
and then and I think that's like part of like the chemical reaction to like said thing though.
And even going off of that, even what you call it, the withdrawal from not having sweets. Because I remember like last week I was eating a lot of sugar, and I had like Twinkies and stuff. And I noticed I was like, yo, like my body's actually flipping out. Like,
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
actually,
exactly.
like,
I had something very
I'm
similar.
not used to it. I was feeling sick. I was like, hold up, like this is new.
Yeah, like I didn't feel sick per se, definitely, but my body just wasn't used to it because I
Right.
used to drink soda constantly. But like now, I usually drink soda as more of like just an occasional sweet thing.
Or if it's a party
But
or
like,
something.
but like in a daily situation, I prefer water all the way. So
Right. How do you feel about I would say vegan people and people who like force healthy eating like to the like an extreme extent? How do you feel about that?
oh god,
Or they make it a personality type.
yeah,
at
here's
times.
here's my thing. Like I am not a vegan. I have nothing against vegans. But what I do have what I do have something against is people trying to like force their habits onto like everyone else. Like I may not be vegan, but at the same time I do live a pretty sustainable life. Like I exercise, I get a pretty decent amount of calories in, necessary things. I basically like the way how my diet is constructed is that I basically eat like the same things I used to, except I just eat them in fewer amounts,
Right.
and I just move a lot more, and that's proven to like be helpful. So when it comes to like a food intake, everyone has like their own preferences, and with being vegan, it's just one of those preferences. If you prefer plants over meat, go ahead.
And non-dairy, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. But personally, I just see it as like a pretty big challenge though. But like my thing is, I'm going to respect you if you like are gonna be chill about it and are like, oh, I just prefer this way. See, being chill about it is like one thing, but like if you're like, if you want to like come up to me and like be like, oh, why
Don't
don't
kill
you
animals.
vegan? Like, here's my thing. Those animals have already been dead.
Yeah.
Okay, like if you're like when you pick up like those meats in like a grocery store that are frozen, they already have come from animals.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they've
You
already
can't say
been
no. You
dead.
can't
So like
say
even
no.
if you're eating them, you're technically like feasting on, I don't want to say a corpse per se, but like you're definitely eating parts of an animal that's already been dead for a long period of time before
So it's like you
consumed
can't,
it.
you can't say no. So that's why it's like when they force it like that, I'm like, there's no need. There's no benefit.
Nah, for sure.
There's no benefit at all. And even going back to what you were saying earlier, like about the change, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You changed a lot from last year, from even when we first met. You even said you were like your pant size went down a lot, and that was just from healthy eating, not from like starving yourself, and not even from working out a lot. It was from healthy eating, from changing what you were eating. And stuff.
Yeah, but also intermittently fasting, and also moving around a lot did also like play like a big part in this. But also just but eating fewer calories has been a diet that just worked out for me. Thing is, everyone has like different preferences for like what they eat, how they
True.
get exercise. There is also no correct way of like doing exercise.
Yes,
like,
and that's the point I want to stress to them and people in general. There's many ways around it.
For sure. Yeah, I prefer, like my ways of exercising, I prefer running and I prefer walking.
And like I said, you enjoy it. That's the important thing. You enjoy it and you like doing it. So that way when it's time to do it, you're not like, oh, I don't want to run. Like you actually enjoy it and you actually look forward to going to the gym. And that's how you continue. And people say like, oh, I need to do all these like crazy stuff, like starving myself. No, you just have to eat more of the right things. You can still have certain things, but eat more of the right things.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
And modify.
Yeah, that's just like the key to it. You just make small little changes, and the thing is, when you make those small little changes to something, to like your diet, to just any lifestyle habit, whether it be like your schoolwork or any other things, small changes do have big results. You just gotta just pace yourself. That's the trick to it.
And stay consistent. That's
the
key. Always stay consistent. So that was all I had for today. So I thank you guys. This is Alex.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we'll have more videos. So see you.